Hi guys, I am John Ray Pacturanan and welcome to my YouTube channel. So this time, ang pag-uusapan naman natin is the analysis of statically indeterminate beams. So this is the introductory part para sa discussion natin hanggang matapos itong structural analysis, which is the analysis of statically indeterminate structures. So bakit napakahalaga bang pag-aralan ng mga statically indeterminate structures? Simple lang ang reason. Kasi most of the structures that we design are statically indeterminate. Okay? Although may chances na nagde-design tayo ng mga statically determinate, like for instance, mga bridges, mga precast na mga flyover, but most of the time, ang dinedesign natin ay mga statically indeterminate like mga buildings. Okay? So sige, simulan na natin class ang discussion. So, what are the topics na i-discuss natin ngayon? So, yung una, analysis of prop beams. Excuse me. Ang pangalawa naman is the analysis of restrained beams. Next is the integration method for the prop and restrained beams. And lastly is the three-moment equation. Okay? So, what are my references? So, my main reference is the book of Aslam Pasimali entitled The Structural Analysis. This is in SI version, so 4th edition. Okay, so I use another references as well, like the book of Kenneth M. Litt and others, The Fundamentals of Structural Analysis, 5th edition, and of course, the book of Russell Hibeler, Structural Analysis, 9th edition. Okay, so now, let's start na. So yung unang topic nga natin is the analysis of prop beams. So according dito, i-define muna natin guys kung what the prop beam is. So by definition, a prop or informal term, a singly restrained beam is a type of beam that has fixed support in one end and simple support in other side of the beam. So usually it is considered as statically indeterminate beam to the first degree. Thus, the beam has one redundant reaction. So napaka-straightforward lang naman ng definition niya. May fixed support siya at the same time may simple support. Pwedeng magkabaliktad yan plus pwedeng dito sa kaliwa, this is a simple support and sa kanan is the fixed support. And let me remind you from our discussion sa analysis of beam, you may look for the playlist of that in my YouTube channel. So alam natin na ang ibig sabihin ng simple support, it can be hinge, it can be roller. Kasi for as long as beam ang pinag-uusapan natin, hindi na natin na-distinguish ang pinagkaiba ni hinge saka ni roller. Okay? And lastly, para mapatunayan natin that the structure is statically indeterminate to the first degree, kung maalala nyo sa natin, sa criteria for the stability and determinacy guys of the structure. So ano nga yun? The reaction ba is less than, equal, or greater than 2M. I-remind ko lang kayo na this is 2M kasi beams ito. Pero kung 3M ito, kino-consider na natin yon generally including the frames, right? Okay, so ito ang gagamitin natin. So bilangin natin yung magiging reactions ng ating beam. Of course, in the simple support, it only has one. So another one reaction. And in the fixed support, although in theory, tatlo dapat ang i-consider natin, pero remind ko lang kayo na hindi natin kino-consider yung horizontal. Kaya only the vertical force or vertical reaction and the moment reaction ang kino-consider natin kapag beam ang pinag-uusapan natin. So therefore, there are total of 3 reactions here and malamang isang beam lang naman ang pinag-uusapan natin. So 3, less than, equal, or greater than 2 times 1. So of course, 3 is greater than 2. So therefore, pwede na natin dito class i-conclude that our structure is indeterminate. Okay? So tama naman. This is an indeterminate structure and the degree of indeterminacy is equal to 3 minus 2 and that is first degree. So ang ibig sabihin ng first degree, ang bukod doon sa equations of equilibrium na gagamitin natin, kailangan pa natin ng one additional equation para ma-solve yung ating beam. Okay? So, itong discussion natin, mas maiintindihan natin siya kapag may given na example. So, magsasagot ako dito ng isang example. Well, of course, the other following videos, yun naman yung other examples. Kasi nga, naniniwala ako na mas maiintindihan nyo yung topic kapag mas exposed kayo sa maraming example. So sige, simulan na natin yung pag-solve. So ito na yung example number 1. This is a very basic one. So a prop beam is loaded as shown below. Assume that the beam is homogeneous and prismatic. So kung maalala nyo last time when we say homogeneous, the material is constant all throughout. So halimbawa, steel, dapat steel siya all throughout. Hindi pwedeng steel dito sa first half, then copper on the other half. Hindi na yun homogeneous. Okay? So yun yung ibig sabihin ng word na homogeneous. And when we say prismatic, if you recall, ang meaning ng word na prismatic, yung cross-sectional dimension ng ating section ay parehas all throughout. So kung bilog dito, dapat all throughout. Kung ano yung diameter dito sa left end, ganun din. Sa midspan, lahat hanggang sa right end. So yun yung ibig sabihin ng word na prismatic. And sa analysis natin, ang ibig sabihin guys ng word na homogeneous and prismatic, ang buong span ng ating beam ay merong constant na flexural rigidity. Diba? So it has a constant flexural rigidity. So what are the questions here? So for example number 1, yung unang tanong, what is the vertical reaction at B? Yung pangalawang tanong, what is the vertical reaction at A? Yung pangatlong tanong, what is the moment reaction at A? Tapos, if the shear and moment diagram of the beam is drawn, yung pang-apat, what is the maximum shear of the beam? Yung pang-lima, what is the maximum positive moment of the beam? And lastly, what is the maximum negative moment of the beam? So, sige guys, simulan na natin yung ating analysis. So, punta tayo sa OneNote, tapos simulan na natin tong i-solve. Okay? I-paste ko lang din itong mga question. Ayan na. Okay, so simulan na natin tong i-solve. Solution. Well, of course, since this is an indeterminate structure, so of course, napag-aralan na natin na meron din nitong tatlong reactions, di ba? So, kunin ko muna to, Control C, tapos punta tayo sa ating OneNote. Wait lang, i-drawing ko na lang tuloy. Mano-mano, madali din naman tong i-drawing. So 6 meters yung span natin and the beam is loaded with uniform load all throughout the span. So ito yung simple support, tapos ito yung fixed support, and our magnitude of load ay 45 ba? Check natin siya, no? So ayan. 45 kilonewton per meter. So, 6 meters. And ilagay na natin class yung mga reaction. So, for instance, ang RB, tapos RA, and lastly, moment at A. So, ito yung ating mga reactions na i-consider. So, ang goal natin dito is hanapin muna natin class yung isa dito sa tatlong reactions using either the double integration method, the moment area method, and the conjugate beam method. Okay, actually, pwede naman gamitin yung virtual work method, pero reserve na lang yon for the next chapter, which is the analysis of statically indeterminate structures using the force method. So ngayon, ang tututukan lang natin dito is yung double integration, tapos area moment or moment area and the conjugate beam. So halimbawa, pwede mong isolve yung RA lang or yung MA lang, pero mas preferred dito na kapag prop beam ang pinag-uusapan yung reaction sa simple support, itong RB. And ang goal natin, after nyong ma-solve class yung reaction sa RB, gagamitin mo na lang yung equations of equilibrium to solve for the other reactions. Okay? So, sige, yun yung unang goal natin, solve for RB. So for this video, ipapakita ko kung paano natin siya isosolve using the double integration method, the moment area, and the conjugate beam. So lahat ng tatlong yon para at least after nyong makita, pipili ka na lang kung alin doon sa tatlo ang trip mong gamitin in the future analysis. And yun na nga, as I said, sa following example, for the future examples nito, isang method na lang yung gagamitin ko. But for the meantime, gusto ko munang i-illustrate kung paano natin isosolve yung RB using the double integration method. So by DIM, no, pwede muna natin na hanapin yung MA tapos yung RA in terms of RB. Okay? So, Control C muna tayo. Tapos, paste natin siya dito. Control B. Sige. Using equation of equilibrium muna tayo. Summation, forces, vertical equals 0. So, up equals down. Ang mangyayari dito, meron tayong upward force na RA, tapos meron tayong RB na upward, and that is 45 times 6. So therefore, ang RA natin in terms of RB, kapag kinompute mo yung 45 times 6, ang magiging sagot ay 270. So syempre, minus RB. So ang point ko dito, pwede naman na nating palitan class yung RA into 270 minus RB. So para lahat na ng reactions natin ay in terms of RB. So the same thing ang gagawin natin para mahanap natin yung moment sa A na naka-express sa RB. So summation moment at A equals 0, clockwise moment into counterclockwise. So ang clockwise moment natin is actually isa lang, di ba? Yung 45 kilonewton, tapos multiply natin ng 6, multiply natin ng 6 over 2, the rest ay counterclockwise. MA, tapos plus RB times 6. So therefore, yung MA natin, kapag kinompute natin yung 45 times 6 times 6 over 2, ang magiging sagot ay 810 minus 6 RB. Okay? So isulat ko lang siya. Instead of MA, ang gagawin ko, 810 minus 6 RB. So ayan, imbis na imbis na tatlo pa yung unknown natin, isa na lang yung unknown natin. And ang kagandahan dito, since yung ating load ay uniformly distributed all throughout, isang moment function lang yung kailangan nating i-derive. Okay? So therefore, kailangan natin yan i-derive, kailangan mag-cut tayo dito. So kung maalala nyo, palaging double integration. Tapos, iseset natin itong distance na to as x. Okay? So by the way, nakalimutan ko palang i-label na this is point A and this is point B. Now, pag kinonsider natin itong point x, tapos ide-derive natin yung moment function niya. So drawing natin siya class, sorry. So ayan. This is 45 kilonewton per meter and this is the distance x. And again, ang ilalagay ko dito ay 270 minus RB and ang ilalagay ko na lang dito as reaction 810 minus 6 RB. Ang concern natin is yung moment sa x, so syempre ilalagay natin dito as moment. So familiar naman kayo na dapat counterclockwise ang positive convention. So again, ang kailangan natin gawin dito is ma-derive natin yung moment function. So summation, moment at x equals 0, clockwise moment equals counterclockwise moment. So ang clockwise moment natin actually, considering point A, considering point x ay isa lang. Isa lang yung i-consider natin. Yung 270 minus RB and ang distance niya ay x. The rest ay counterclockwise, di ba? So, 810 minus 6 RB. Tapos, yun din. Kaya lang, tama naman siya, no? Yes, tama. Kasi yung distance niya class ay x. So, therefore, iseset natin siya as x raised to 0. Kung maalala nyo, ito ang ginagawa natin kapag double integration method. On the other hand, 45, tapos ang distance niya ay x, then x over 2. Lastly, yung moment natin. So, pag sinimplify natin to, ang magiging dito ay 270 minus RB ng x. Then, that is equal to 810 minus, I think, para mas maganda, ko na lang to times x. 810 minus 6 RB times x raised to 0 plus, isimplify natin to, 45 over 2x squared plus moment. So, yun. Na-derive na natin yung magiging moment function dito. So, yung moment function is equal to 270 minus RB ng x minus 810 minus 6RB x raised to 0 minus 45 over 2x squared. So, after natin ma-derive yung moment function, ang next na gagawin natin is ilagay ko muna dito na ei double y o y double prime is equal to, isulat ko lang siya, yung na-derive natin before tayo mag-double integration. Ayan. So, ready na tayo sa unang double integration or unang integration. So, ang magiging eiy prime natin ay 270 minus RB. And of course, instead of x, ang magiging ano dito ay 1/2 x squared. Tama ba? Yes, ganon. And next is magiging 810 minus 6RB. And from x raised to 0, magiging x to the first power lang. And lastly, minus 45 over 2. Then, lagay na natin dito na x cubed over 3. And of course, do not forget the arbitrary constant na C1. So, kapag inayos natin to, ang magiging kalalabasan ay 1/2 ng 270 minus RB, then x squared, minus 810 minus 6RB ng x. So, lastly, yung 45 divided by 2 times 3 para ma-simplify natin, minus 15 over 2 ng x cubed plus c sub 1. So, ayan guys, natapos na natin yung unang integration. So, yung next na gagawin natin is the second integration. So, eiy prime or eiy is equal to, i-integrate ulit natin yung 1/2 270 minus RB, but instead of x squared, magiging 1/3 x cubed. Then next, 810 minus 6RB. Sorry. 810 minus 6RB. But instead of x, magiging x squared over 2. And lastly, minus 15 over 2. Then x to the fourth over 4 plus c sub 1x plus c sub 2. Ayan. So, i-rearrange na lang natin siya dito. So, ang magiging kalalabasan ay 1 over 6 ng 270 minus RB. Then, magiging x to the fourth, ay x cube, sorry. So, x cube minus 1/2 ng 810 minus 6RB. Then, x squared. Then, of course, minus 15 over 8 ng x to the fourth plus c sub 1x plus c sub 2. So, ayan, na-perform na natin yung double integration method for this item. So, ang next na gagawin natin dito guys, after nun, is kailangan na natin mahanap yung value ng c sub 1 and c sub 2. Pero, kapag mga prop beam, katulad nito class, actually, tatlo yung ating boundary conditions. Kasi di ba ang kailangan natin is yung mga boundary conditions. So, ganito ang mangyayari. Yung unang dalawang boundary condition ay nasa point A. Okay, no? So, at point A, which is the fixed support, no, when x is equal to 0, yung kanyang slope ay equal to 0. Kasi di ba ang fixed support, wala naman talaga yan na slope. Tapos, when x is equal to 0, yung y din natin ay equal to 0. So, ito yung unang dalawang boundary condition. Nasa fixed support siya. And nasaan yung pangatlong boundary condition? Malamang nasa point B siya. Kaya lang, nasa point B natin, since simple support lang to, ang magagamit natin na boundary condition ay yung in terms of deflection lang. Take note of this, since point B is 6 meters from point A, dapat ang x natin is 6, therefore y is equal to 0. So, meron nga tayong tatlong boundary conditions. So, ano yung magiging purpose nito? Kasi kung maalala nyo, ang kailangan lang naman talaga natin ay dalawa. Okay? So, itong unang dalawa, itong para sa fixed support, para ma-solve natin itong C sub 1 and C sub 2. Yun naman talaga ang purpose nitong unang dalawang boundary condition na nasa point 8. However, itong pangatlong boundary condition, ito ang gagamitin natin para ma-solve natin yung mismong RB. Di ba? Para ma-solve mo yung mismong reaction. Okay? So ulitin ko, itong unang dalawang boundary conditions sa point A, gagamitin natin yan para ma-solve mo yung C sub 1 and C sub 2. Pero itong ating point B, gagamitin natin yan to solve for RB considering the double integration method. Okay? So sulat natin yan na solve for C sub 1 and C sub 2. So yung unang boundary condition, as I said, ano nga yun, no? At x is equal to 0, C sub 1, at x is equal to 0, y prime is equal to 0. So gamitin natin itong unang integration process. So therefore, ang kalalabasan nun class, EI ng 0, I am using this one, no? Okay, I am using this one kasi ang y prime ay 0 is equal to 1 half ng 270 minus RB, well of course, x squared is 0 squared minus 810 minus 6RB and that is 0 and minus 15 over 2 ng 0 cube plus C sub 1. So generally speaking, kahit wag ka nang mag-calculator, automatic ito magiging 0 and ito rin, no, may 0 din siya class. So therefore, cancelled out, ganun din dito, 0. At the same time, ito din 0. So napakasimple lang naman nito, automatic, pwede na nating sabihin na yung C1 ay 0. Okay? So next, yung pangalawang boundary condition natin na as I said, at x is equal to 0, this time yung y naman ay equal sa 0. So therefore, ito na yung ating gagamitin, itong EIY. So EI times 0, kasi yung y natin ay 0, is equal to 1 over 6, 270 minus RB, and this will be 0 cube, minus 1 half ng 810 minus 6RB, and x squared is 0 squared, minus 15 over 8 ng x to the fourth, so which is 0 to the fourth, plus c sub 1, 0 plus c sub 2. So katulad din kanina class, automatic, ito magiging 0, so as these remaining values. So magiging 0, 0, and 0. So pwede na natin ditong i-conclude na yung C2 ay equal sa 0. Okay, so ayan, nalaman na natin na yung C2 ay equal sa 0. So therefore, since alam na natin na both C1 and C2 ay 0, pwede ko na class isulat na yung EIY is equal to 1 over 6, again EIY lang, 1 over 6 ng 270 minus RB, then x cube, minus 1 half ng 810 minus 6RB ng x squared, minus 15 over 8x to the fourth. Again, pwede nyo ma-cancel out both C sub 1 and C sub 2. So meron na tayong EIY. And as I said, balik tayo doon sa taas. Ang purpose nito is para ma-solve yung RB. So therefore, para ma-solve yun, isa-substitute na natin yung pangatlong boundary condition. Okay, solve for RB. So ano nga yun? At x is equal to 6, y is equal to 0. Kasi tingnan nyo, pag isa-substitute ko yung y equals to 0 dito and x equals 6, wala naman ng ibang unknown na mahahanap or na makikita sa equation kundi yung RB. Okay, so sige, sulat natin siya. EI times 0 is equal to 1 over 6 ng, tama, EI times 0. 270 minus RB, yung x pala yung equal to 6, no? 6 cube minus 1 half ng 810 minus 6RB, then that is equal to 6 squared minus 15 over 8, then 6 to the fourth. So, of course, alam nyo naman na ito magiging 0. So, you may use numerical analysis or shift solve. So, yung magiging reaction natin sa B, which is yung goal natin, ay equal sa, so sige, may calculator naman ako sa screen. So, pwede na lang natin siyang i-type then shift solve. So, 1 over 6 ng 270 minus RB tapos 6 cube. Tama ba? Minus 1 half ng 810 minus 6x tapos 6 squared. Then minus 15 over 8. Then 6 to the fourth. So, konting hintay lang. Sige. Ang magiging sagot ay 101.25. 101.25 kilonewtons. So, meron na tayong reaction sa B. And as I said, di ba, since may RB ka na, kung babalikan mo to, since itong reaction sa A and moment sa A ay naka-express naman na in RB, i-substitute mo lang yan, class, mahahanap mo na both the vertical reaction and the moment reaction at A. Ganun lang naman yung magiging process natin, class. Okay? Now, ang gagawin ko naman na, siyempre mahaba-haba itong first video natin, what if another method ang gamitin natin para mahanap yung RB? Ulitin ko lang ang goal ko muna, gagamitin ko muna the double integration, the moment area, and the conjugate beam para mahanap yung RB. Then after nun, using equations of equilibrium na lang para mahanap both yung RA at the same time yung MA. Okay? So, ang next method na gagamitin ko dito is using the moment area theorem. Using moment area theorem. So, ang gagawin natin dito, of course, i-drawing muna natin yung ating structure. Tapos, kailangan nating i-drawing yung moment diagram by parts niya. So, kung maalala nyo, no? So, mas madali itong moment area kaysa sa double integration. Pero, syempre, kayo na lang ang magde-decide kung alin sa inyo yung mas trip nyo. So, halimbawa, this is RA. Tapos, this is moment at A. At the same time, this is RB. So, drawing natin yung 45 kilonewton na distributed load. So, ito siya 45 kilonewton per meter. I'm sorry. 45 kilonewton per meter, and this is 6 meters. Basta tandaan nyo, ang goal natin dito ay mahanap natin yung reaction sa B. So this time, idodrawing ko na, class, yung moment diagram by parts ko dito, and ang magiging fixity ko is itong point A. So di ba dito ang aking reference sa point A. So pag drawing natin yan, ang kalalabasan, since RB is upward, so di ba ang magiging diagram is RB times 6. Tama ba? Yes, magiging tama yan. RB times 6. So therefore, linear yan dahil galing siya sa concentrated load na RB. If you want to understand further yung process natin ng pagdrawing ng moment diagram by parts, you may look for the playlist for the deflection and rotation using the geometric methods. Nasa same YouTube channel ko pa rin siya. Okay? So, ulitin ko, itong RB, since ang distance niya ay 6 meter from point A, ang ginagawa na natin ay moment diagram by parts. So, literal lang naman ng magiging sagot dito ay 6 RB. And this will be a first degree function. Okay? On the other hand, dito tayo sa 45. So, yung 45 natin multiplied by 6. Tapos, considering point A, yung kanyang distance ng center of gravity ay 3 meters. So, ang sagot ay 810. So, since parabola siya, ganito ay since uniform load siya, ito ay magiging 810 or negative 810 if you must. So, this time, this is a second degree. So, ano naman yung relationship na gagamitin natin dito? Since sa moment area theorem, ang pag-deflect niya, well, of course, exaggerated deflection lang naman to, ay ganito. Alam natin na yung slope sa A, guys, ay horizontal, di ba? Alam natin na yung slope sa A ay horizontal. And since yung point B ay nandito siya, let's say, i-drawing ko tuloy yung slope. No? Ito yung slope niya, horizontal siya. And since yung point B natin, class, ay directly magpapas doon sa slope na drawing natin from point A, so ang ibig sabihin nito, di ba, yun yung deviation ng B with respect sa slope ng A. So itong magiging rule. Ito na yung magiging deviation ng point B with respect sa slope ng A, dapat i-equate mo yan as 0. Okay? So yun yung magiging process natin. The deviation of B with respect to A is equal to 0, or simply, pwede natin sabihin na EI, deviation of B with respect to A, ay equal to 0. Parehas din lang naman yan. Ito lang, class, ang ating gagamitin na formula. Kaya mas madali ang ating moment area kumpara sa double integration method. So, therefore, alam naman natin na ang ibig sabihin nitong formula na to, that is equal to the area between AB, tapos multiply natin ng center of gravity with respect sa point B. Again, with respect sa point B dahil siya yung nauuna. Okay? So gamitin na natin yung relationship na yan. EI, deviation of B with respect to A is equal to 0. Just use na positive itong triangle natin. So that is equal to 0 equals 1/2 ng ang base natin ay 6 meter, ang height ay 6 RB. And yung center of gravity niya is located here, di ba? Yung center of gravity is located here, which is 2/3 ng 6. On the other hand, sa spandrel of the parabola, since nasa baba siya, so that is minus, or sige, plus na lang tuloy, plus 1/3 ng another 6, pero this time, negative 810 siya dahil nasa baba. Parehas din lang naman yan. Again, kaya siya naging 1/3 due to the fact na spandrel of the parabola siya. Yung center of gravity niya is nandito. Do not forget na ito yung point A and ito yung point B. Ang reference natin ay yung point B dahil yun yung nauunang nakasulat. So therefore, yung kanyang center of gravity ay 3/4 ng 6. And kung titingnan nyo, napakasimple lang naman nitong equation natin. Agad-agad kaya nyo nang masolve yung RB. Ganito lang class kasimple sa moment area theorem. Okay? So sige, subukan natin. 0 is equal to 1/2 ng 6. Tapos 6x. Then 2/3 ng 6. Then plus 1/3 ng 6. Tapos negative 810. Then 3/4 ng 6. So, ang magiging answer, syntax error, di ko pala na shift solve. Ang magiging answer, o kahit i-type ko pa yan, ay 101.25. So, anong ibig sabihin nito, class? Dalawang methods na ang ginamit natin and parehas 101.25 ang nakuha natin. So, therefore, uulitin ko, mas favorite ko dito ang moment area theorem kasi ito lang ang solution niya as compared dito sa double integration method na ang dami pang algebra. But wait, meron pa tayong i-consider na conjugate beam method. Okay, so using the conjugate beam method, so anong mangyayari? So i-drawing ko muna yung real beam. So this is 6 meters, right? Drawing muna natin yung ating tunay na biga. Tapos, yung ating distributed load. Na 45 kN per meter. Sorry, kapos ako. Ayan. Lagay ko 45 kN per meter. And of course, hindi pa rin naman natin alam yung reaction. So this will be RB, and this will be RA, and this will be moment at A. And lastly, 6 meters. So, ikakopy ko na lang yung ating drawing dito. So, ikokopya ko na lang siya. Kasi parehas din lang naman ang magiging moment diagram by parts niyan, diba? Ang pinagkaiba lang, imbes na moment area, conjugate beam method lang ang gagamitin natin. Then, drawing natin to. Drawing ko lang yung conjugate beam, or yung moment diagram by parts. Alam natin na dito magiging triangle siya, and this will be 6RB. Pero yung magiging direction niya ay upward na. On the other hand, yung ating spandrel na i-consider, pababa na to. And this will be, balikan ko lang sa moment area, negative 810. So, ang rule natin dito sa conjugate beam method class, syempre ito ay magiging free na. From the real beam, ilagay ko pala dito na real beam to. Tapos, ito naman ay conjugate beam. So, from real beam, fix siya. Di ba ang rule natin, kung fix, pagdating sa conjugate, magiging free. And dito, since simple support din siya, dapat pagdating dito, simple support. Sir, ang lalabas dito sa conjugate beam mo is magiging unstable yung ating beam. Well, of course, napag-usapan na natin sa conjugate beam method na kapag yung original beam ay statically determinate, malamang ang conjugate beam ay statically determinate. Pero kapag ang real beam ay statically indeterminate katulad ng pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, dapat ang conjugate beam ay unstable. Uulitin ko, kapag sa real beam statically indeterminate, pagdating sa conjugate beam, unstable na siya. Okay, so since na-drawing na natin yung conjugate beam, ang gagawin ko na lang is i-consider natin siya. Okay, consider conjugate beam. Gagamitin na lang natin yung equation of equilibrium. Kasi kahit unstable siya, dapat balanse pa rin siya. So in other words, since ang support na lang naman natin ay nasa point B, ang pwede na lang natin ditong gamitin is summation moment at B equals 0. So yun lang ang ating magiging function. Summation moment at B equals 0, clockwise moment equals counterclockwise moment. So, ang magka-clockwise moment dito is itong triangular load na 6 kasi 'di ba kung i-imagine niyo paangat siya. Tapos, magro-rotate siya ng clockwise. Okay? So, this will be 1/2 ng 6 tapos 6 RB and the moment arm of the triangle is located at a distance 2/3 ng 6. Okay? And ang counterclockwise moment natin is this spandrel na nakikita nyo ngayon. So, that will be equal to 1/3 ng 6 and 810. So, hindi ko na pala nilalagay ang kapag conjugate beam, mga absolute value na lang siya, guys. Tapos, yung kanyang moment arm, yung center of gravity niya is located here as well. So, that will be equal to ilan? 3/4 ng 6. And tingnan nyo, iisa lang naman yung unknown dito. So, the value of RB will be equal to 1/2 ng 6 tapos 6x. Then, 2/3 ng 6. That is equal to 1/3 ng 6, 810, then 3/4 of 6. So, shift solve. Ang lalabas ay 101.25 kN. So, tadan! Na-solve na natin, class, using the three methods na pare-parehas yan 101.25. Well, of course, hindi naman, class, pwedeng mabago yung ating reaction dyan kahit anong method ang gamitin mo kasi yun naman talagang essence nito. Kahit anong method ang piliin mo, dapat pare-parehas ang sagot. Pero ako, I prefer the moment area method. Mas trip ko siya. As compared sa double integration method, I think majority of us naman will agree na masyadong pahirap ang DIM. And pwedeng yung iba mag-agree na mas gusto tong conjugate beam method, but for the purpose of consistency, my next example will focus on the moment area method. Kasi mas madali talaga to, guys, generally. So now, the goal is nahanap na natin yung reaction RB, which is 101.25 kilonewtons. Okay? So therefore, ang next na magiging step natin, step 1, solve for RB. So yung magiging next step natin is solve for the remaining unknowns. Okay? Solve for the remaining reactions, which are the vertical reaction at A and the moment reaction at B. So, pag i-drawing ulit natin yung original beam natin, guys. Okay. Tapos, fixed support dito. Roller support siya. Ito yung ating uniform load na 45 kN per meter. 45 kN per meter. And this will be 6 meters as well. Ilagay ko na yung RB natin dito ay equal sa 101.25 kilonewtons. Ang goal na lang natin is the value of RA at the same time the value of moment at A. So, di ba kayang-kaya naman na itong ma-solve using statics. And as I said, summation forces vertical equals 0. that will be up equals down. So, pag kinompute mo siya, RA plus 101.25 is equal to 45 times 6. So, therefore, ang RA natin ay equal sa 45 times 6 minus 101.25. So, ang lalabas ay 168.75 kilonewton. On the other hand, ang magiging summation, moment at A natin equals 0. Para mahanap natin yung moment at A, clockwise moment equals counterclockwise. Ang clockwise lang is yung 45 times 6 and that will be equal to 1/2 ng 6 kasi yun yung magiging moment arm niya, di ba? The rest ay counterclockwise, that is equal to moment ng A which is counterclockwise plus 101.25 times 6. So therefore, yung MA natin ay equal sa 45 times 6, 1/2 ng 6 minus 101.25 times 6. Ang sagot natin ay 202.5 kilonewton meter. So ayan, na-solve na natin class yung RA and RA. So kung babalikan natin yung ating PowerPoint presentation kanina, na-solve na natin itong question A, question B, and question C. Ang tututukan na lang natin is ito kasi part pa rin talaga ng structural analysis ang shear and moment diagram. So according dito, if the shear and moment diagram of the beam is drawn, letter D, what is the maximum shear of the beam? Letter E, what is the maximum positive moment? And letter F, what is the maximum negative moment? So therefore, yung magiging third step natin is the shear and moment diagram. Draw the shear and moment diagram. Sige. Drawing muna natin yung original na structure. So, dapat may basic understanding na kayo ng shear and moment diagram, Yun yung magiging assumption ko. Or kung wala man, wala namang problema. Again, mahahanap mo yung discussion ko ng shear and moment diagram dito sa aking YouTube channel. Okay? So, you may scroll it. So, fix dito. Simple. Tapos, fixed. Ilagay natin yung uniform load. And ilagay ko siya as 45 kilonewton per meter. But this time, ilalagay ko na class yung mga reaction. 101.25 kilonewton. On the other hand, yung vertical reaction sa A ay 168.75. 168.75 kilonewton. And yung moment reaction ay 202.5. 202.5 kilonewton meter. Again, 6 meters ito. Tapos, lagay natin na point A and point B. So, simulan ko nang i-drawing yung shear diagram. Drawing natin yung shear diagram. Ito yung magiging baseline. So, di ba, ang mangyayari dito, guys, 168.75 upward siya. So, ilagay natin yon as 168.75. At the same time, mangyayari 168.75 minus 45 times 6. So, ang lalabas ay negative 101.25. So, that will be located here. Okay? So, lagay ko siya as negative 101.25 kilonewton. And of course, since nagkataon na dito ay 101.25, malamang masasara na yung ating shear diagram. So therefore, ayan na, tapos na yung ating shear diagram. Pero kailangan natin, class, mahanap yung distance na x dito. Well, of course, yung dito sa kabila, class, malamang magiging 6 minus x. Bakit? Ano nga yung rule natin dito? Itong point na ito kung saan nag-intersect yung shear diagram sa horizontal, ito na yung point of maximum moment. Okay? So, kailangan pa rin natin mahanap yan para at least may tanong pa kasi regarding sa maximum positive at the same time the maximum negative moment. Okay? So, solve for x tayo kahit scratch na lang siya. So, halimbawa, x is 2 168.75 is to 6 minus x and 101.25. So therefore, yung magiging value ng x dyan, kapag sinolve natin, x is to 168.75 equals 6 minus x and 101.25. Ang answer ay 3.75 meters. So, pag sinubstitute natin itong x na to guys, yung in-erase ko, ay magiging 3.75 meter. At the same time, yung 6 minus x, malamang 6 minus ans na lang, that is equal to 2.25 meters. So, 2.25 meters. So, ayan, alam na natin kung saan yung location ng maximum moment. Pero, hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung value ng maximum moment. Erase ko na to kasi nakakagulo din naman to. At the same time, kahit nga i-calculator nyo lang ito there is no need naman to show the solution there. Oo. For as long as naiintindihan nyo yung concept ng ating discussion. So, by the way, moment diagram naman na ang next focus natin. So, kung maalala nyo dito, meron agad tayong 202.5 kN na negative moment. Sa case natin, negative moment ito. Okay? So, you may recall sa mga previous discussion na, pero usually negative moment naman talaga class ang nasa fixed support. Bihira siya mag-positive moment. Ulitin ko, bihira, but in a theoretical sense, pwedeng mangyari. So, you may recall sa previous lesson natin na mare-recall nyo yung negative moment nga to. So, ito, negative 202.5, ilalagay natin siya dito. So, this will be negative 202.5. Okay, so ito yung panimula. And of course, computein natin itong area dyan. So, therefore, since nasa taas siya, therefore, this must be positive. So, negative 202.5 plus 1/2 ng 168.75 at the same time, 3.75. So, ang sagot natin ay positive 113.906. So, lagay mo lang siya dito as 113.906. So, of course, and lagay natin siya as parabola kasi second degree na to. Para matapos, minus itong triangle dito dahil yun naman yung kailangan natin dyan. 1/2 ng 2.25 tapos 101.25. Magdasal ka na lang na mag-zero to kasi kapag hindi yan nag-zero, ibig sabihin hindi balanse yung ating pagkagawa ng analysis. So yan, nag-zero siya ngayon. So therefore, i-connect mo na lang siya dito. So tadan! Tapos na tayo class sa moment diagram. And based dito, malalaman natin na merong maximum positive moment, yung 113.906, and maximum negative moment na negative 202.5. So, pwede na natin yan ilagay na by shear and moment diagram, yung ating Vmax ay equal sa 168.75 kN. Tapos, yung ating maximum positive moment ay equal sa 113.906 kN and yung maximum negative moment ay negative 202.5 kN. Sorry, paki-correction lang, kN meter. So, tapos na tayo class sa pag-solve ng maximum shear, positive and negative moment. So, actually, na-solve na natin lahat ng questions for this example number 1. So, we are now ready to provide the summary of our solution. So, for summary, ang letter A, yung unang tanong is the reaction at B. So, ang RB ay 101.25 kN. Yung sunod na tanong is the reaction at A. So, kung babalikan natin yon sa taas, the reaction at A is equal to 168.75 kN. So, 168.75 kN. And sunod, yung magiging moment sa A ay equal sa, what will be the moment at A? 202.5 kN. So, 202.5 kN. Sa letter D, yung Vmax natin, di ba? Yung maximum shear na i-consider natin ay 168.75 kN. Sa letter E, ang i-consider natin na maximum positive moment ay equal sa 113.906 kilonewton meter. By the way, yung moment at A, syempre kilonewton meter. And letter F, yung ating maximum negative moment ay negative 202.5 kilonewton meter. So, tadan! Sa wakas, no? After ng napakahabang process, na-solve na natin itong problem number 1. So, this will be our solution for this problem class. So, I hope may natutunan kayo and please do not forget to subscribe to my channel para maging updated ka sa ating mga lecture videos. So, I hope manood din kayo ng next problem dito. So, bye-bye!